Forbes says your corporate revenue can grow by 4 to 8% based on your customer service mindset. So how does an organization get a customer service mindset that impacts the departmental way of working, how customer-facing folks work, but more importantly, even how the projects work that support either internal or customer-facing activities? Let's talk about the 7 tips that can help your ROI today. Put yourself in the customer's shoes. Every company tries to do this, but you can literally do this by taking a customer or a staff member and walk through your brick and mortar store, touching, feeling, experiencing things as the customer would, and really trying to get in the open and curious mindset of a customer. And if you're using a digital tool like an app or a website, try using the tool as a customer would. Make mistakes, try to backtrack, try to see what to do when you ask for help somewhere along the way. Really experience that and understand some key points, such as what types of customers do you have? What do they want and need? What are their pain points? What are their goals? What are their expectations and how can you serve them better? But also you need to align all of that knowledge with what your company does. If what your customers need is different than what your company does, one of those has to change, right? So you need to get that alignment clear so you can serve your customers in a great way. Tip number 2, make every customer's journey personal. Now this is easier than ever with AI, and I've talked a lot about how AI is impacting customer services, and I'll link to those videos here. But there's something more, and that's the personal touch, which cannot be underestimated. When your employees are able to create a unique situation, a unique moment for your customers, now you're talking. You've got a real game changer there. I was on a flight between LA and Amsterdam, and I do that flight a lot. But what surprised me was I had a little card with a little dongle on the end of it that says, "Have a great flight from your crew." That's the first time I've ever gotten that. So for me, it's a unique experience. In addition, there are a lot more passenger to staff ratios in the back of the plane than in the front of the plane. So, if you're flying business, you might expect personalization like this, but not if you're flying economy. And that was really a nice surprise. And even if the small things aren't unique, you do it for multiple customers, your customers don't need to know. It will feel unique to them. The point is to make their journey unique. And remember one thing about making a journey unique. It's not the uniqueness that your company cares about, it's the uniqueness that your customer cares about. Have you had an experience like this? A unique kind of moment with a brand or product you like? If you do, please share it in the box below. I'd love to hear what your comments say about that. Tip number 3, make sure your customer service is top-notch. Whatever your bracket is, maybe you're a budget brand, maybe you're a high-end brand, make sure you're tracking along with your peers. To be disruptive, though, you want to do one step more. You want to look at a couple of brackets above. So if you're a budget brand, look at the medium brand or even look at the top end and see, are there things you can take from those experiences that you can find a way to do cost effectively on your own. And why is this important? It's important because you want to keep the customers you've got. It's a well-known fact, and I'll show you a metric right now. The probability of selling to an existing customer is up to 14 times higher than the probability of selling to a new customer. With that in mind, top-notch customer service, especially for your best customers, is money in the bank. Tip number 4, simplify every process you can, including those back office ones. Don't forget that even though your customers may not know about your back office processes or be burdened by them, your employees may. And how your employees are dealing with back office issues, bureaucracies, jumping through lots of hoops to get something simple done. All of that is actually seen by your customers one way or another, either in the vibe or actually experience that back office pain. So don't make those pain points your customers' pain points. You don't want to do that. You want it to be easy peasy lemon squeezy for your customers. So make sure you look at your entire length and breadth of your processes and simplify where you can. And while it's obvious to look at your customer service processes, don't forget to talk to the customer services people. Ask them what they would do better. They've got a lot of experience you're going to want to tap into. And doesn't it make you feel good when someone asks your opinion when you're actually doing the work? Make them part of the solution. They'll thank you for it, and you'll be thanking them for all the great ideas they have. And in addition to that, don't forget the other upstream processes, such as ordering, shipping, manufacturing, accounting, and all of those people. They may have great ideas too, and certainly it all ties into the ecosystem of what happens to your customers. And have a big workshop. Make it a creative moment for everyone to do their bit. I've been a consultant for a very long time, and I will say, often the people on the shop floor have a great idea that actually doesn't cost a lot of money. Let me give you a personal example. When I was a young consultant, I was part of a team to improve a manufacturing process that absolutely directly impacted the customer. Their ability to get product was based on how well we could do this manufacturing process. I went out and talked to the shop floor, and they told me if all we had was wet dry vac, we could clean the machines faster, turn around the operation of production, and get out the product faster. I took that back to the team, advocated for them. We created this beautiful, beautiful presentation pack for the board to look at. And guess what? It did not include the shop vac. I don't know if those folks ever got their shop vac, which is more the pity, right? Because that was an easy win that would have changed both the ability to produce product faster, but also those poor employees trying to clean things the old-fashioned way. No need for that. So listen to your employees, but not only listen, act on what they say if it's at all possible. It'll make a huge difference to both of you. And my fifth tip is pay attention to the details, because if you don't, your customers certainly will. And so what do you think is a detail? Well, the easiest thing to do is ask your customers, and you might find some real detailed gems in there. Things that are, again, easy to execute, but don't cost a lot of money and don't create a lot of churn inside of your company. You know, one of the best examples I've seen lately of this is the Claridge's documentary on Netflix. They have a stand-up meeting every day to talk about the new incoming customers, the people who are registering for the day. That's pretty obvious that they are personalizing that. So they're taking that tip of personalization, but including it to daily stand-up so they can get the details right. Does this clientele like to be noticed? Maybe this woman likes to be on the down low. Either way, knowing this can make all the difference in terms of the customer experience. You might say that's a high-end hotel. That's a kind of a natural thing for that level of hotel to be doing. True, but can you find a way to do that in your own business? If you can, it can be a disruptive winner to have you outpace your competition. And there's another secret to Claridge's, which is they empower their employees to act. They do this so that employees can be heroes to their customers. That's a win-win. In order to do this successfully, you do need a couple of things. One is a customer service culture in your organization, which includes the culture of enablement and empowerment of your employees. And of course, trust of your employees too. Happy employees make happy customers. And the data shows this. Firms with high employee satisfaction outperform their peers by 2 to almost 4%. And in the long run, that can be as high as 184% cumulatively. That is amazing performance any company would want. So why not just try a customer service mindset and you can get there. Customers can tell when employees aren't happy, when they're confused about the processes internally, when they find they have to jump through a bunch of hoops, when they just know the right thing to do, when they have to ask their supervisor for every decision, even though it's an obvious one. You know, that's not the vibe you want to give your customers, then don't give that vibe to your employees. And the last tip, implement, track, and look for happy accidents. Obviously, when you implement this customer service mindset, you're going to want to track how it's doing and tweak it along the way. Make sure all the parts are moving in the right direction and you're tracking the numbers you want to see. But look for the happy accidents. By being customer-centric by design, you can look for the moments when you can go above and beyond. When you give employees the license to act and behave like human beings. When you listen to your customers and actually let them know you're listening and then act on that information. And when you build positive connections. People like connections. Social connections make us happy. The bottom line, the best customer experiences are created with these emotional connections to your product. Both by having a customer service mindset and having a process that makes that emotional connection, but also that human touch that makes an emotional connection. These 7 tips are all slated to help you get better business results by being better at something so basic. We're all human. Let's be more human. And if you want to know more about the future of CX, after I talk to some CX futurists, check out this video. Like and subscribe. I appreciate it. It would really help out the channel. And I'll see you next time on ProjectSkillsMentor.com. Bye-bye, everybody.